Hello everyone, this is Empress Pamela. Welcome to the first edition of Healing Messages for the Twin Flame Collective. This is for August 2021. I've taken the liberty of taking a card from each of the decks that I own, and I also have something special at the end in this bag right here. So something that I've noticed with a bunch of readers, well, with most readers, is when they're talking about the divine feminine and the divine masculine, they always have to put a disclaimer that anyone or everyone has both masculine and feminine energies, and this is true. So this is why I choose to do a reading for the collective, meaning both divine masculine and divine feminine, since we mirror each other and we contain both masculine and feminine energies. But I will ask you to only take the messages that resonate with your particular situation and the stage of the journey that you are currently on. So the first message we get is from the Buddha Wisdom Divine Feminine card. And it says, compassion does not see the faults of others. It does not see the weakness of people. It has no ego. Again, compassion does not see the faults of others. It does not see the weakness of people. It has no ego. For me, the first thing I think of is unconditional love, and that you are whole as you are at this very moment. So that's the first message. The next message is this card right here. This is the goat, greatest of all time, or actually the goat. Keyword symbolism: caprice, mischief, sexuality, and fertility. The Greek satyr was part goat and part man, and represented licentiousness, mischief, and caprice. The goat was also the symbol of Pan, the woodland god of the flocks, fertility, and nature. Pan was a lusty deity, whose emblem was the phallus. When hunting was poor or the flocks declined, the Greeks would blame Pan and beat his image with squills, a type of bulbous herb, to release his reproductive energies. Pan was thus an early scapegoat. Russian peasant folklore tells of a similar mischievous forest spirit, the Laishi, which had goat hooves and horns, as well as black fur, wings, and a tail. The Greek god Dionysus was also frequently represented by the image of a goat. Someone with a Dionysian character is considered frenzied, lawless, or possessing orgiastic propensities. So, this reminds me of the devil card, or Capricorn. I'm not calling Capricorn the devil, I'm just thinking that's what it reminds me of. Okay. The next card is from the Rider-Waite, and we get the Four of Wands. So this is indicative of union. You see the two wands here, the two wands here, the four pillars, which equals union. These are 1111, the twin flame number, synchronistic numbers. Okay. So that's supposed to be a good card. Let us continue. This is from the Mary Magdalene Oracle, and we get little children. Okay, little children. let me read from the guidebook. Looks pretty dark. Red. I don't know. It's interesting. Let's see. Little children. I hope they're okay. Little children. Fertility. Mischief. Okay. When given paints and a brush, a young child will automatically express and portray images of the people and things that he or she loves, and then enthusiastically explain who and what everything in the picture represents. Children have no preconceived ideas about how they should express themselves. They just do it naturally and spontaneously in any way they can. You could benefit by adopting a similar attitude at this time. Let go of all your hang-ups and express yourself freely without judgment. Express all you have stored in your heart. You can express yourself in a myriad of ways. Verbal expression, journal writing, painting, drawing, music, and dance are but a few of the ways in which you can effectively express your feelings and emotions. This will help you clear the emotional blockages that have formed over the past few months. You will regain a newfound sense of enthusiasm for life, and this will filter through to your work and relationships. Okay. Sounds good. Creative expression. Healing through creative expression. You can check out some of my videos on that. I totally agree with embracing your inner child. That is the secret to a lot of healing. Okay, next card is from Rumi Oracle. And we get Sacred Soul Sister. Card number 37. I've had this. I laugh because I called one of my best buddies my soul sister. There's only a few people that I consider that close, that supportive, that accepting of me in every shape and way. Having compassion for me, not seeing the weakness, just embracing all of me. That's kind of in line with the Buddhism, with Buddha's message. Okay, now the Rumi Oracle is pretty lengthy, but let's see how far we can get with it. I like the image too. There's a lot of red in this. So we're talking about root chakra, right? Little children, Sacred Soul Sister. Sacred Soul Sister, when you are conscious, a cloud of sadness surrounds you. When you are beyond consciousness, the moon rests in your arms. When you are conscious, the beloved moves out of your reach. When you are beyond consciousness, the ecstasy of love moves your way. When you are conscious, you are depressed like fall. When you are beyond consciousness, the winter of cold feels like spring. All your wavering is due to your longing to be stable. Look for instability until you become stable. That's the root chakra right there. I love you. I am your other self. I am with you always, your partner on this soul journey. I am the you that you do not see. I am the you that speaks through intuition and instinct. I whisper and sing and shout my crazed truth-telling to you through your dreams, through your body. I am the you that is wise, that trusts in life, that knows. I am the you that sees reality rather than appearance. I am the you that knows how to be happy and free. There is a valid point of view that we travel this path of our life journey alone. Our deepest descents into the psyche happen alone. We meet death alone and come into the world alone. And yet there is a vaster perspective that we are never alone, that it would be impossible to really be alone. We are connected to all of life, and there is no such thing as being alone in reality, only in limited and temporary perception. As if such community were not enough, there is a partner, an ally, who journeys with you from birth to death and beyond again and again. You have a sacred sister, a sister of your soul. She weaves the stories of truth through dreams and insights that come upon you as if from nowhere. Perhaps they drop into your mind or seem to erupt from within you. But that is her talking to you, demanding or reassuring, depending on what the occasion best calls for at the moment. Her truths may seem overly dramatic, so you may discount them as workings of an overactive imagination. Or perhaps her truth tales are so subtle you dismiss them as meaningless, fleeting fancy. The wise ones know, however, that the truths of the Sacred Soul Sister are powerful, relevant, and worthy of time and attention. They know her oftentimes strange and startling offerings hold the keys to unlock entire worlds, to open up new realities, and to transform the nature of our existence from the deepest and most esoteric spiritual levels to the most palpable, practical, daily realities of our living bodies in the physical world. Your Sacred Soul Sister is your partner in consciousness. Make no mistake, she is you. She is just a part of you, so great you cannot always see her from your conscious mind. It is sort of like the eye of the dog trying to see its whole self, which is a bit tricky, for as it moves to see its rear, so the rear is moving along too. So rather than through direct perception, the Sacred Soul Sister is met through reflection. She can be received in those moments of rest, where great ideas are born. She is a genius, you see, vastly creative and inspired. Her worlds are those we access in sleep and meditation, or absorbing engagement in activity where the mind can relax and drop into realities far more vast than those of daily life and be replenished. To tap into her wisdom, to distill a teaching from the fragmented memory of a dream, or a subtle feeling experienced in meditation requires that you walk with her gait and not the fast-paced, forward-moving center of your conscious and intellectual mind. Her gait is meandering and apparently unstudied, yet she is in deep concentration to feel for truth of movement, to allow for what is emerging to express itself through her. And she is listening rather than demanding to know, to force, to speak, and to direct. To receive her genius and benefit most fully from it requires a willingness to surrender logic and open up to inspiration, to become empty, to let the mind soften and become receptive, open, and permeable. She delivers questions that lead to answers, but not according to demands issued by an insecure and fearful mind. She offers what is genuinely needed and answers the deepest questions of the heart. She is trustworthy, this sister. She cannot betray the truth, therefore she can be relied upon as a faithful way-shower for the heart. So to commune with her, wise as that impulse is, requires that you learn the ways of her world and the strange symbolic language she speaks. She will never tell you what you already know. Why be so inefficient? No, she prefers to educate, elucidate, intrigue, and beguile as you are drawn into far more beautiful, powerful, and helpful truths. So in her world and in her language, you must suspend your need to immediately understand. Let yourself absorb the imagery, the feelings, and the possibilities, to dwell, ponder, and be permeated by the wisdom. The appearance of a horse may signify your own spiritual being, and the appearance of you may signify a false sense of identity and not the real you at all. You may see desert landscapes and moonlit nights in your dreams. When so much inner growth is happening, you will soon bloom like the springtime. You may dream of charging up hills with great energy, when in your physical world you can barely muster enough strength to get out of bed in the morning. What does this all mean, this apparent contrary world upside down, nothing is as it seems symbolism? The meaning is the communication, and the communication is received in repose, in reflection, in quietness, and rest. And you must trust her and trust yourself. When something needs to be known, so it shall be. This is necessary, so much less than what we expect. Your lack of knowing is not ignorance. Your unknowingness is your bowing to life with trust. She has come to you through this oracle to remind you that everything is all right, that she has your back. No matter what appearances may seem to be to your more limited dog's eye consciousness in the light of day. She is guiding you with her wider knowledge through circumstances and situations that are ultimately going to free you into a greater love than you have ever known, no matter whether you feel like a rat in a maze or a bewildered drunk stumbling through labyrinthine back alleyways trying to find your way home again. No matter how out of control life may seem, she's letting you know all is proceeding just as it should, and that her will shall manifest. Her will is your wholeness, your completion. Her will must manifest and shall, because her will is nature. It is growth. It is God. She is God in you now. Remember that, and you'll realize, if you don't mind the ending being told before the last chapter, that everything's going to be okay. This oracle comes with particular guidance also. You know something deep in your bones without knowing how or why, or without particular reason. You just know. It doesn't make sense, but you know. It may be joy that you know. It may be that you know how to avoid a certain situation. It may be that something is going to work out beautifully, despite appearances to the contrary, at a particular moment. It may be that you are meant to take a certain path. You just know. This oracle comes as confirmation that your knowing, mysterious as it is your sacred soul sister talking through you. Trust it and act, or not, accordingly. So, that was quite a lengthy description. Let's move to the next. Wow. So this is from the Game of Thrones, which I just recently acquired, the Game of Thrones Tarot. And we get the Ace of Coins, which is also the Ace of Pentacles. That's a good card too. So we got pretty good cards. We got pretty good serious messages too. The next three are from my own deck that I created for healing messages. I took 3 cards. The first one is the Emperor, Final Authority, Divine Masculine. The next is Essential Oils. And the answer is no. Okay, those are your healing cards. And then the special is these, I don't know, they're just dice. So I'm going to roll the dice and see what numbers come out. And they may be your special numbers or sequences. Or I don't know, play them for the lottery. Let's see what comes out. Ooh, we got 4, 5, 1. What's that? 70. And 5. So we got a sequence right there. And this one doesn't matter. Okay, that's the reading for August, guys. Have a great month.